Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome viewers once again to my channel. Those of you that are existing subscribers, most welcome. Those of you that are new, you are also most welcome. If you are new, then please don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notification of any new videos that I produce. So I'm carrying on with our journey to show you in interesting parts of Halifax and those that are significant in my childhood. So I'm back on Broad Street. So you see the plaza there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to there, up that road, which is called North Road, I think, and then I'm going to go to the back of these buildings, which of course gives us a higher elevation, and I want to show you the views of the mills from there. So what I'm going to do is going to climb up to that road and then show you the views from there. Okay, so I'm sort of in the middle of a road called North Parade. On this side, now you can't see much, but it is actually the plaza, and I have actually discovered the street where my first school was. It was actually at the end of this road. This road is called Akroydon Place, named after a famous mill owner, and of course there's a sign there for one of his mills, which is there, and I'll show you later. It's used for all sorts of other purposes. So as I say, this area has significance for me because a number of my friends used to live in this area, and of course it has all been knocked down for modern uses, and of course the carriageway. So that carriageway resulted in many buildings being demolished. So this is Akroydon Mill. So in its time it used to produce woolen cloth, but nowadays used for very different purposes. We had a very large gym here, what's it called, body station, and I know that it also houses the Halifax Boxing Club. Okay, so the mill buildings extend to here, and then as you can see in the background is the carriageway, and that of course goes back to where I was earlier. Back there, the area that you see at the background there is Claremont, where I was. So in my time here, there was a lot of residential properties, and a lot of my friends used to live here, and somewhere along here was my school. I don't know exactly where, but the whole area has been cleared, and there are a number of car parks now, and above them we have the carriageway. So I am at the back of this building, which used to be part of Crossley's, and down there is North Gate, and behind us, as you can see, it's all been landscaped and used as car parks. So I'm going to go further this way so that you get a better view of the Dean Clough complex. So I'm still in the car park showing you views from this elevated position. So as you can see, if we go down there, we will be able to see more of the mills. So as we discovered, Dean Clough is a place of artists really. So there's a lot of artwork and exhibitions, and the owner, Sir Ernest Hall, is an avid collector. And what I want to pose to you, if there was a sculpture that would represent Halifax's past, what do you think it would be? So I'm asking you to think of an animal that would represent Halifax's past. And similarly, what animal do you think would represent Halifax's present or time to come? So whilst you think about that and take in the views these of the main mills, then the answer to the question firstly lies further back, because what there is various pieces of art, sculptures that were either created by what's called the Henry Moore Institute, who provide money for a lot of the sculptures, or of course there are the local councils that provide funding for sculptures. So what I'm going to show you is a number of sculptures that were commissioned and then subsequently purchased by Sir Ernest Hall and exhibited here. So I need to go back to the car park that I was to reveal the answer to the first question was, what animal would represent Halifax's past? Okay, I'm sure you got the answer, viewers. So the answer to the first question is, well, it's actually a ram. So as you can see, this beautiful looking ram, sculptured in aluminium, is looking over this valley so ever so proudly. And what it sees, it's a whole hive of activity and things that used to be here in the past and are now being used for modern purposes. I believe that this was commissioned by Bradford Council for an event, and then eventually purchased by Sir Ernest Hall, and it is here as an exhibit, and you can come and view it. So I really think it's a wonderful piece of art, and I think it's very poignant that it's a male, sort of fatherly figure looking over the whole of the valley. Okay, so we are going to move on to the bottom of this inclination. So as you can see, this is now car parks, and of course in the past there used to be housing and mills here. So as I come down this incline, I'll show you the views along the way. So as you can see, there is Bowling Mill, and there is where I started this series of videos, and where it says D Mill, that is really the original buildings, and behind there we see a much or bigger, or the main part of the complex. So as you can see, they're all alphabetically named, the Crossleys buildings, and the other buildings have their individual names, although as I say, they were all purchased by the Crossleys. So as you can see, various buildings were knocked down for car parks, and I'm going to make my way all the way down there and show you the views. So I've decided to come further down this side first. So if you remember, the ram is up there, and this is the Northgate Road, and panning to where we were originally. And as you can see from the colour of the stone and the cobbled streets, or the cobbled road, this is how the road was originally. And I'll just show you some more steps that people must have climbed up and down many a time. So it just shows the age of the building. So no doubt these were built in the 1840s and onwards. So we're going to go further that way and then on to the main building, which is the D Mills. So you have another view of G Mill there. And there's some steps here that I want to show you. So again, this area did house another building that got knocked down, and it has been landscaped and made into a modern car park. Okay, so as you can see, some original steps that would have carried the workers from down there to up here, or if they lived further up the valley, then they would come down to their place of work down here. I show you once again the steps of G Mill. They've been wonderfully preserved. So I am now at the bottom of North Gate. That's where I was in the previous video, and we're going to be entering through that entrance. Let the bus go past. So as you can see, that is gate number 1, which was the main gate. So there are four gates on this side, and sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, and then 5, 6 and 7 were on that side. So I'll stop when I get a bit, I'll start again when I get a bit further. So I'm now on the other side of G Mill, which, as you can see, has been modernised. There is a lift outside, and no doubt the tower is used for different purposes. We have another mill here, K Mill. So all these different lettered buildings produced different brands of carpets, and if I turn over on this side, you can see the splendid original building, and I know they've been reinforced and modernized, but these tunnels have been here for a long time. Certainly when I was a child, they were here, obviously not in such good condition. So this is what we're going to explore, and then eventually come to another area which has a lot of modern facilities. Okay, so if I show you more scenes. And if you look at the back, there's another mill called Holroyd's Mill. Okay, so all sorts of modern businesses such as estate agents, restaurants. Okay viewers, this is another piece of art that was commissioned. This was originally a weighbridge, and as you can see, the weighing material was manufactured by Avery, who are a Leeds-based manufacturer. So the piece was commissioned by Sir Henry Moore, and
it says Birmingham.
Sorry, I said Leeds, it's Birmingham. So the piece was commissioned by Sir Henry Moore, and as you can see, there is some sort of philosophical lines to it. Limestone and sandstone enclosed for some reason, so I leave you to work that out, or you can visit the centre, and I'm sure they will have an answer for you. So I'm going to go further around for other sculptures. So back of the D building, showing you some of the businesses that are here. So we have a hairdressers. Now if we look on here, there is another sculptor that was commissioned, and as you can see, it is a ram, which obviously depicts the history of the area and the original industry that was here. So viewers, so what we see here is something that's very interesting. So because there was so much activity and there were so many mills here, it was deemed that they needed their own fire station, and there used to be small appliances that would put out any fires. So at the present moment it is used by the Halifax Courier, and there we see their iconic clock, which used to be on the outside of the office that I showed in one of my earlier videos going towards King Cross. So some more examples of how the building has been adapted, and we see a wonderful lift system there. Okay, so behind D Mill is E Mill, and on the ground floor we see gift shops. In this car park area used to be the sheds, which used to be used as storage areas.
But there is like another section around the corner.
So as you can see, this is A and B Mill. Wonderfully restored. You can see some of the original hooks of or the pulley system to take things to that high floor there, and of course it's used by Coeva Insurance. And further back we see other modern uses, that is the travel lodge. Some further up on A and B Mill, which clearly are the largest mills, and as you can see they've got sorry, that's F Mill over there, and in the background you can see travel lodge, and on the ground floor the sheds have been cleared for this enormous car park. So this is where the warehouses used to be along the car park, and all the carpet activity happened in these buildings here, which now have modern uses. To show you more views. So as you can see in the background is the carriageway. This is another starting point of the carriageway. Okay viewers, at the beginning I posed the question, which other animal would you use to show how Halifax is? Perhaps I should also have added the words mythical, and then you would have got the answers. So for those of you that really are curious, there is our answer. So you see another sculpture there. So I don't know whether you can recognize that. That is a phoenix. So another piece of art that was commissioned and purchased by Sir Ernest Hall, and for me that really represents Halifax. So because it's something, a town that declined and then has really improved itself and tried to come back into the modern world, and that is depicted by a phoenix, which of course rises from the ashes. So I've come right to the other end, viewers, almost at the end of the journey. So our journey started behind those mills, and I've walked for almost a quarter of a mile to show you this wonderful complex, and this is where I'll pick it up next time. But I want to go further up that road so that we get the final views really. Okay viewers, I'm going to end it here for today. I thought I could get better views behind this wall, but unfortunately it's quite high, and I was hoping for a better view of the phoenix, but not to be. Okay, so please do subscribe and share my videos, comment as much as you would like, look after each other, look after others. Until the next time, I will bid you goodbye, and if I could get my breath back, अपना ख्याल रखना, दूसरों का ख्याल रखना, दुआओं में याद रखना, अल्लाह हाफिज़।